additional prayer, please.
Additional prayer, yes.
Uduaghan, representing the people of Kogi Central. I do have an additional prayer that the Nigerian Immigration and Prison Services should liaise with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in prisons. This is born out of the fact.
You won't believe what just unfolded in the Senate. Sit tight as I break it all down for you. But before we dive in, do me one favor, hit like on this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any breaking gist. Alright, let's go. So the headline making waves today reads, Drama as Senate Leader defends Senator Natasha during motion on Libya with Oshiomhole and others. What's that all about? Here's the full story, in a way we can all understand, no jargon, just facts and flavor. Today, in the Red Chamber, there was serious tension when Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan brought up a motion demanding attention to the plight of Nigerian women imprisoned in Libya. She claimed many of these women are being abused, even forced into sexual servitude, and in harsh conditions without hope of rescue. She urged the Senate to mandate agencies like the Immigration Service to liaise with Libya, and to repatriate those who are victims. Now, here's where things got messy. After she delivered her speech, Senate President Godswill Akpabio asked for someone to second her motion. But silence. None of her colleagues, not even the female senators, stood up to second. For a moment, the chamber froze. She looked around, nobody moved. That awkward pause hung heavy in the air. At that point, Senate Leader, Majority Leader, Opeyemi Bamidele rose to rescue the situation. He stepped in to second the motion. That move drew gasps, murmurs, head shakes, you name it. That's when people started calling it drama. That's when some said, was this defiance or cowardice? Is this Senate working for the people or politicking? Now, this is not happening in a vacuum. Remember, Natasha Akpoti earlier accused Akpabio of sexual harassment, a very serious allegation. That case escalated. She was suspended for 6 months, supposedly on grounds of misconduct, not for the allegation itself, by the Senate Ethics Committee. Some saw that suspension as a way to silence her. Many human rights activists and women's groups cried foul. So when today's motion came up, on something as sensitive and humanitarian as women suffering in Libya, some in the chamber apparently decided, no, we won't support this from her. That's what it looked like to many watching. And for others, Bamidele stepping into second was seen as damage control. Let me tell you, the video clips from the Senate are trending already. The story is everywhere, drama in the Senate. People are asking, are they afraid to be associated with her? Or is it deeper, loyalty, intimidation, power play? This is the bigger question. When someone speaks up on behalf of the vulnerable, how many are bold enough to support them openly? If you bring a motion about human rights, should politics block it? Should personal feuds block it? Tonight, Nigerians are watching whether the Senate will protect citizens, even when it's politically risky. Now, some angles to chew on while you watch this. What does this tell us about women in power in Nigeria? Natasha is one of very few in the Senate. If her colleagues won't back her in this moment, what does that say about solidarity, or the lack of it? What about accountability? If those women in Libya are truly in crisis, should the Senate be debating something else first, food, security, health? Or do these issues go hand in hand? And one last point, may this moment be a turning point for how Nigerians view representation. It can't just be about showing up, it's about taking risks, doing what's right, even when silence seems safer. So, my people, that's the gist of today's drama. If you think this matters, and it does, drop your comments now. Do you think the Senate acted shamefully by ignoring her motion? Was Bamidele right to step in? And do women in politics get fair treatment? Now, after that tense moment in the Senate, social media went wild. Many Nigerians started reacting immediately. On X, formerly Twitter, you could see comments like, so, senators can't second a motion because of personal beef, and others saying, Bamidele just saved the image of the Senate today. What we are seeing here isn't just one woman standing alone, it's a reflection of how politics and pride sometimes stand in the way of doing what's right. Think about it, Natasha Akpoti's motion wasn't even about politics. it was about Nigerians trapped in Libya, especially women, who are being exploited and need help. She was calling for humanitarian intervention, but instead of rallying behind her, some senators chose silence. Now, let's look at what made the situation more emotional. Many Nigerians remember the time around 2017 to 2018, when videos of Nigerians being auctioned in Libya surfaced online, people sold as slaves, women mistreated, young men beaten. The federal government at that time worked with the International Organization for Migration, IOM, to bring some of them back home. Over 7,000 Nigerians were rescued then. But now, reports say hundreds are still stranded, and that's exactly what Senator Natasha was trying to highlight. So, it's really heartbreaking to see a humanitarian motion turn into a political standoff. That's why people are talking about the drama, not because of shouting or insults, but because of the silence. That silence said a lot. Now, let's talk about Senator Oshiomhole's involvement. You know Oshiomhole, a strong, outspoken politician. Reports say he didn't openly oppose Natasha, but he also didn't second her motion. However, some senators around him were visibly uncomfortable. This has made people ask whether there's a silent divide inside the Senate. Meanwhile, Senate President Godswill Akpabio tried to maintain order, acting as if nothing unusual had happened, but observers noticed his body language. Remember, Natasha earlier accused him of harassment, and even though the case hasn't been proven in court, it has created tension between them. So, when she rose to speak, all eyes were already watching how Akpabio would handle it. When no senator seconded her, Akpabio reportedly smiled slightly, then said, "Is there no seconder?" That moment went viral, and that's when Bamidele stood up. Some Nigerians are now calling Bamidele the man who saved the day. But it's not just about Senate drama. This whole situation opens up a wider discussion about gender, power, and conscience in Nigerian politics. Because it's easy to shout, support women in leadership, but when a woman actually stands up in a male-dominated room and challenges the system, how many truly stand with her? Let's also be honest, some senators may have refused to second her motion not just because of politics, but also because of loyalty to the Senate president. In politics, loyalty can sometimes silence conscience. And that's what makes this issue very symbolic. Meanwhile, civil society groups are already reacting. Some women's rights organizations, like Women Advocates Research and Documentation Center, WADC, and Nigeria Women Trust Fund, have spoken up online. They say the Senate's behavior is disgraceful and a show of gender bias. They are also planning to visit the National Assembly next week to demand accountability. Now, here's something even more interesting. Natasha has remained calm through it all. After the sit-in, she reportedly told journalists that she was not surprised, but she was disappointed. She said, "I will continue to stand for the voiceless, even if I stand alone." That statement is already trending. Nigerians are calling her the Lioness of Kogi. So, my people, here's the question we need to ask ourselves: why should national issues be overshadowed by personal grudges? If a senator brings a motion to save Nigerians abroad, the least anyone can do is give her a fair hearing. This is what democracy is supposed to mean: representation, not rivalry. And you see, this is also a big lesson for every young Nigerian watching politics today. Don't think standing for truth will make everyone clap for you. Sometimes it will make you stand alone, but that's where leadership truly starts. Now, let's break it down small for everyone, so nobody gets lost. What happened in simple terms is this. Senator Natasha raised a motion to help Nigerians in Libya. Nobody wanted to support it, maybe because of politics or personal issues. The Senate leader stepped in to second it. People online are now praising him and questioning the Senate's fairness. That's the full picture, but this gist is not over yet. Because what happens next, whether they'll actually debate and pass that motion, will show us if the Senate cares more about people or about pride. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Natasha is being unfairly isolated? Or do you think politics is just politics, no emotion attached? And once again, if you're still watching right now, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share so that more people can join the conversation.